Screams echoed across the football field before anyone even realized what was happening. That was the moment everything changed, the moment every senior at Riverside High would remember forever. Alina Parker had only been at Riverside High for 5 months. Her family had moved after her father's passing. Hopping a fresh start would bring a little light back into their world. But being the new girl so close to graduation was like being dropped into a movie already halfway through. Everyone already had their friends, their routines, and their opinions. Everyone except Victoria Hale. Victoria wasn't just the most popular girl in school, she ruled it. Beautiful, influential, and terrifying when crossed. She carried her confidence like a sharpened blade. And when Alina caught the attention of people who usually orbited around Victoria, especially kind-hearted Noah Sanders and quiet honor student Grace Turner, Victoria took it personally. Alina tried to ignore the whispered insults, the hallway accidental bumps, the dirty looks. She tried because her mother begged her to stay strong, because her little brother looked up to her, because she wanted to honor her father's memory, not crumble under cruelty. But some storms don't pass, they break. Graduation morning was supposed to be perfect. Blue skis, proud families, a future finally beginning. Alina wore her father's old cross necklace under her gown. She whispered, "This is for you, Dad," before joining the line of seniors. But Victoria had been watching her all week, watching the way teachers praised Alina's final project, the way classmates slowly warmed up to her, the way Noah smiled at her. Victoria's envy simmered, then boiled, then turned into something explosive. And it all erupted on that stage. When they called Alina's name, she stepped forward, smiling shyly as the crowd clapped. She was halfway across the stage when Victoria moved. A blur of red gown, then a horrifying sound. Victoria's foot slammed into Alina's face. Gasps rippled across the field. Alina stumbled onto her knees, hands on the ground, blood dripping onto the stage. Everything froze. Everything except the pain. Parents screamed, students shouted, teachers scrambled. And Victoria, proud, smirking, breath shaking with adrenaline, suddenly felt the world collapse beneath her feet. Because Principal David Whitmore was running toward them. But it wasn't his footsteps that terrified her. It was the look on his face. Principal Whitmore wasn't just the school's authority. He was the kind of leader who earned respect by listening, by helping, by protecting. And he had seen the entire thing. "Victoria Hale," he said, voice booming across the stadium, "step away from her. Now." Victoria's smirk vanished. She froze, utterly petrified. Alina blinked through tears as Noah and Grace rushed to her side. Noah's hands shook as he held her shoulders. "Alina, can you hear me?" She nodded, trembling. Principal Whitmore turned toward the crowd, stunned into silence. "This ceremony stops until this situation is handled." It was the first time anyone had ever seen Victoria look small. Her father, a wealthy businessman and longtime donor, began walking toward the stage, but Principal Whitmore raised a hand to stop him. "She assaulted another student, and there will be consequences, donor or not." Victoria's eyes widened. For once, no amount of charm or power or her father's influence could save her. As paramedics checked Alina backstage, she whispered, "I don't want to ruin graduation for everyone. Please let them continue." Principal Whitmore looked at her with genuine admiration. "You are stronger than you know." When Alina returned, her face bruised but her gaze steady, the entire class rose to their feet. A standing ovation, not out of pity, but out of respect. Alina fought tears. She had spent months feeling invisible. Now she was seen. The aftermath. Victoria faced suspension from the ceremony and disciplinary action that followed her into college applications. For the first time, she had to face the truth. Her actions had consequences. But the real story wasn't about her downfall. It was about Alina rising. Noah, Grace, and dozens of students apologized for not stepping in sooner. Some admitted they had been afraid of Victoria. Some confessed they simply hadn't noticed Alina's struggles. Alina forgave them, because forgiveness was something her father had taught her. The challenge behind the pain. Over the next months, Alina faced several challenges. Recovery from the physical injury, which brought back memories of losing her dad, memories of hospitals and helplessness. Learning to trust classmates, especially those who ignored her suffering. Battling fear, fear that cruelty would follow her into adulthood. Finding her voice, learning to speak up, to stand tall, to defend herself. But she grew. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. Noah became her closest friend. Grace helped her start a support group at the school called Stand Tall, a place for students who felt alone or targeted. Victoria, ironically, attended one of the meetings after months of reflection and counseling. She didn't ask for friendship. She asked for understanding. And Alina, stronger than she ever realized, gave her grace. Not approval, just grace. 1 year later, during the next graduation ceremony, Principal Whitmore invited Alina to speak. She stood before thousands, holding her father's cross necklace between her fingers. Her voice was steady. I learned that courage isn't about being unhurt. It's about choosing hope even when someone tries to break you. To anyone who feels small or unseen, your story matters. You matter. And no one has the right to dim your light. She walked off the stage to roaring applause. Alina Parker, the girl who once entered Riverside High unnoticed, left it unforgettable.